Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Today is a very auspicious day. Today is 4th of March 2025, Tuesday. We gathered here today to continue our discussion on this subject matter. All right, so before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा करामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहागण रघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतपरिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्ण पादान् सहागण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पासाचरिस्तारिणे। नमो ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षभनावि विदय कृपादये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपनुग भक्तिर श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्ते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपनुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत द्वांत हरिणे। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर संबोधे पादांबुजायते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते। गौर वीरभव भूमिस्तुम निटस सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव स्वरूपम श्री जगन्नाथाय नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम श्री कृष्ण चतुर्थी श्रीमती जयकथा प्रसाद रामाचार्य प्रदाय गीता कृपा प्रदाय Hare Krishna. So today we are continuing our discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So we are studying about this what they call the 6 characters that improves our bhakti. So 6 characters that improve our bhakti, and so now we are in the topic of dhairya. Dhairya means patient. Patience. So why patience is very important? First of all, we need to be very what they call utsaha, enthusiastic. We have to be very enthusiastic. And number 2 quality, we have to be very confident in our decision, in our seva, and our all these things. So we have to be very confident. And after being confident, now the third thing we need to have is to be patient. Okay. So we continue our discussion on patience. I think this is going to be the last part of the patience. All right. Okay. So I heard something. So where are we supposed to start? This one, right? Is it here?
43, Prabhu.
It is everyone's duty. Okay. It is everyone's page 40. We're supposed to start from here. All right. So, okay. So, just to recap about what we have yesterday we have read. So, the Paramanishta, Paratmanishta. Paratmanishta means being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. All right. This is what we all wanted to be, Paramanishta. All right. Is sometimes followed by, okay, who follow this? It's followed by householders and also by sannyasis. All right. The renunciate. Okay. So, Paramanishta means being firmly fixed in the service at the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay. So without this Paramatma, okay, without this Paratmanishta, without this Paratmanishta, one cannot cross the insurmountable ocean of nations, right? Because you see, this ocean, we are living in the ocean of ignorance. So it is not possible for us to cross these insurmountable. That means the ocean that can never be conceived. The idea is inconceivable. Even in this material world, ocean itself looks so scary. Imagine we are in the ocean of this entire universe. We are all in full darkness. Okay, so it's not possible if we don't follow Paratmanishta. So please underline all these things. I took the day of underline. So what is Paratmanishta means? Being firmly fixed. All right, being firmly fixed, right, in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. So what is that service of this thing? Any service that is very conducive to you, right? What is the service that according to your nature, you are performing it in full confidence, full enthusiasm, and with full of patience, right? So being firmly fixed, okay? Paratmanishta. But all that other services is of course according to your nature. Okay, what Prabhupada says, simply use your talent for Krishna. That's it. Right? When you first approach by saying, what should I do? He says, what is your talent? Use it for Krishna. Just simply use your talent for Krishna. All right. So that is our personalized. But we also have a standard service, the standard practice that all of us must follow. And there's no compromise to that. And that standard service is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Oh, okay, I'm just very actively involved in so and so service. So therefore, I can like overlook, or maybe I can what they call take a discount, right? Take a discount from my chanting. No, chanting of the holy name of the Krishna is the primary service, right? The primary service that can bring you to the ultimate perfection. Okay, so okay, so maybe you all can write this down. So this is the primary service. Okay, is the primary service. Okay, is the primary service that can lead you to what? To ultimate perfection. So we must always remember this. So this is the primary service that brings you to the ultimate perfection. Others are this thing. Okay, now you may ask the question, well, if that's the thing, can I just simply sit and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Yes, why not? All right, that can be also good. If you just go on chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and to achieve that ultimate perfection. But in order to attain that ultimate perfection, there is lots of other things that you have to follow, right? So the first things that you have to follow is, number one is, all right, association of a devotee. Then once you associate with devotee, your chanting can be even more perfect, because see, once you're excited, when more people coming and telling you, actually you have done the right thing, you get more and more excited. So that means your devotion, your service become more intense. Then you serve Krishna. All right, you come to the temple, you start to do some seva according to your nature. So when you start to do the seva according to nature, what will happen? Your taste or your conviction becomes even more detailed, right? Say, like for instance, you fall in love with someone and you just simply fall in love and simply going on date, it doesn't make any excitement, it doesn't make any difference. All right, even though that you're always, okay, what's your job? Afterwards, go dating, then come back home. That's it. You cannot go on doing that. Okay, sometimes the girl will cook something very nicely and give it to the boyfriend or husband, or the husband or boyfriend will sometimes would like to buy some flower and come and offer it to the girlfriend. And this is how you intense your love. So intensifying, not simply expressing your love and going on dating, seeing each other's face. That is, of course, that is what we want to do. But in between, there is a lot of rasa, or the feeling or the taste that we have to enjoy. Right? So that's the thing. Okay. So first is this thing, second is service, and number three is, of course, there's lots of trap. Okay, in this path of bhakti, there's a lot of trap, just like a snake and ladder. What is the first trap? The first trap is criticizing devotees. All right, criticizing devotees. That is the first trap. Okay, there will be a devotee who always will come, because we are all human beings. We are all in this material world with full of fault. So in this place full of fault, we also will make a lot of mistakes. So when we make mistake, right, we only try to rectify ourselves by our own self-realization, awareness. Okay, we do not need to go and look at other people's mistake. When you see someone is making a mistake, just pray in your heart, oh dear Krishna, I think that person is making a mistake. Kindly guide him. Okay, so after you see someone make mistake, don't criticize them, number one. And second is dosa kirtan. Don't go around and talk about him. You know, this thing happened to him. No, I made a biggest mistake, you know, my dear Prabhus and mothers, yesterday. All right. Despite me talking about this, I know this is something which is very, 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 what you call a powerful. This because the Maya is very strong. She just know how. So, quite a senior devotee suddenly yesterday called me up and suddenly was talking about what is happening around, and he started to dosa kirtan. Right? You know what happened to this person? Do you know what happened to that person? And I was, and inside my heart, my conscience telling, cut him off, cut it off, cut it off. But somehow or other, I became a kind of excited. Oh, really? Oh, it happened to them? Oh my God. And do you know, this person formerly was like this, oh, really? Oh, I should just have cut him off. But I didn't cut him off, number one. And I was listening enthusiastically. And you know what happened yesterday? My bhajan is totally spoiled. I have a standard of chant. Okay, I have already set my goals. All right, my very close devotee friends, they know. I have a goal of chanting certain number of rounds. But yesterday, I can't even chant a quarter of that round. I feel my tongue has gone numb. All right, my tongue has gone numb, and I feel like very sleepy. And the worst part is today I couldn't wake up early. All right, I was supposed to wake up at a quite at this time, but today I only managed to wake up around 5 o'clock. But I supposed to wake up earlier itself, right? And after I woke up also I couldn't do anything. And today Mangalarati I performed also was not so satisfactory. Right? Until I couldn't able to show ghee lamp. I just show deepa, right? I just showed incense, and I was keep falling asleep. I just show incense, okay, Tulsi Puja show incense, Guru Puja show incense, and to my main puja just do it. Just I could have, and this is what is very dangerous, you know. But yesterday I've written. Yesterday night I wrote in my journal. So what I should do, even though this particular devotee is very advanced, or in other words, it's a very elderly devotee, right? When a dosa kirtan supposed to be said, number one, I have to avoid it. Number two, I shouldn't listen to it enthusiastically, even though I am not offending. I'm not saying, really? Oh, thought like that. Oh, you know what, Prabhu, that devotee, you know, oh, okay. Oh my God. But he shouldn't have done that, you know. But I'm creating a conversation, dosa kirtan, please. Despite how much of endeavor that we put in, somehow or other, but inside my heart is keep telling me, get out of this conversation. But after that, I made that conversation. So in my mind, I've offered my obeisances to all the devotees that I've did dosa kirtan. Right? It's just like this. See, sometimes after you come out of a slumber, right? After you take a good sleep, you come out, you still feel tired, lethargic, right? So there's a side effect. So that's the thing. So you have to be very, very careful. All right. Criticizing devotee, number one, dosa kirtan. Don't go around sing about people's life. Let it be whatever his situation. Okay, it's between he and Guru and Krishna. So by we knowing it, by we are singing about it, it's not going to make any difference. That's only one difference will happen to you. You will lose your taste. Nama Prabhu is very, very sensitive. We all must understand, my dear fathers, Prabhus and mothers. Remember this one thing. Nama Prabhu. The holy name of Krishna is very, very sensitive. Extremely sensitive. If you are very sincere with Nama Prabhu will give you everything. But a single slight mistake you do, Nama Prabhu will just leave you. because Nama Prabhu is very sensitive. Then after that, it takes so much of effort. Back for forgiveness, back for this, and back for Nama Prabhu to come back to the tongue. So that's the thing. So we must be very careful. Dosa Kirtan. Okay. Then another thing is, posting. All right. Yeah. Okay. So another thing is like boasting. Oh, do you know what is my service? You know what I've done? Self-praise is a public disgrace. All right. Sometimes we think we want to praise ourselves. All right. my father always used to tell this word. And in fact, my teachers during younger times say self-praise is a public disgrace. We are thinking that we are praising them. Actually, we are disgracing ourselves by praising ourselves. So sometimes we want to boastful or want to show off. And this is what happened around a week ago. When I hit certain number of target, I start to call up few devotees and start to tell them, Prabhu, I've done this much of rounds. So really. So actually then after that, when I went back to my journal, thank God journal saved me. When I went back to journal, I just said, I called this few of the devotees. I said, I've did this certain number of rounds, right? Then I asked my question to myself. So what have you achieved? How they reacted? They said, wow. And what did I achieve? I feel a kind of happiness. So that means, do you realize that you are indirectly, the false ego start to get fat? Your false ego, we are trying to get rid of that, but it's getting that. Then say, oh, yes. So like that. So that's why journal is very, very important. Okay. Then this is the don'ts, right? And don't criticize and don't associate with the worldly people, and don't read all these mundane nonsense things, And other than that, so what are the other things that we need to do? We need to have a lot of patience. We need to be very enthusiastic in our service. Okay. We need to have lots of patience. We need to be very enthusiastic in our service. And we have to always think that, there's nothing to compare about my life, because I feel my life is perfect by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, Sadhu, Guru, Krishna. I've already found this ultimate thing. So along with chanting, you need to have all these activities to achieve that ultimate perfection. All right, that's why I call it Paratma Nishta. So if you don't have that Paratma Nishta, so it's not possible for us to cross this material condition of life, right? But after you follow all this Paratma Nishta and everything, but end of the day, if you don't chant, right? If you don't chant, okay, right? If you don't chant, it is still back to ground zero, because you keep going, but there's no destination, right? So what is that perfection of bhakti? What is that perfection? What are we trying to achieve in bhakti? Why we are studying this Bhaktiyaloka? Why we are studying nectar of instruction? Why we are going to study this nectar of devotion? Okay, Harinam Chintamani, Shikshastaka, all these works of Acharyas. Why are we going to read? Why are you going to study all this? Because to be convinced, right? You do all these things, all right? It enhances. It is just like a fertilizer to the tree. Sometimes when you plant a tree, the tree is already growing, no harm. But you put certain fertilizer, the tree will be more healthier. It produces more fruits. It produces more benefit. It grows very healthy. All right, it doesn't die halfway. So like that. So that means our ultimate perfection in achieving Krishna conscious, go to Goloka, is chanting. Only chanting Hare Krishna. Other than that, nothing else. Right? So while we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and of course, we need to put little fertilizer here and there. That is association of devotee, being enthusiastic in our service, always engaged thing, and of course, there's certain weeds. There'll be certain weeds around will grow. When weeds grow, and sometimes there'll be insects or all these insects, or the tree will start to get infected. If you don't treat it, the tree will die. So the infection in the terms of aparat, right, offending a devotee, dosa kirtan, boasting, and all these kind of characters will eventually destroy the entire plant. All right. So that's the thing. So we should understand this. Okay. Now, so being firmly fixed, okay, is Paratma Nishta. Okay, please, so you all underline that word Paratma Nishta. All right. So without Paratma Nishta, cannot cross an insurmountable ocean of nations. Service to Lord Mukunda is the only shelter. Okay, service under the lotus feet of Mukunda, or another name of Krishna, is the only shelter. one will be delivered by accepting that. All right. We can clearly see from this song that Avanti Brahmana that it is impossible to cross the material ocean by process of yoga. Huh? By unflinching devotional service, what? Unflinching. That means it doesn't get affected. If you have mood, you do. If you don't have mood, you don't do. Not that way. Unflinching is unshakable, right? Devotion to Krishna, everything is achieved. Okay. One can control the urges of the speech, mind, anger. So that means one can control the urges. All right. The speech, mind, anger by devotional service, and that is called dhira. All right. What is another word of dhira? Can anyone tell me? What is dhira means? What is dhira means? Hare Krishna. You all remember what is dhira? If you don't remember, just can unmute. Yes. Vaishnava Prabhu.
Sober.
Sober, exactly. Dhira means sober. Okay. Or in Tamil, we call nidanam. Nidanam, sober. Okay. Now let's continue our today's this thing. It is everyone's duty. Okay, it is everyone's duty for what? To subdue the urge of the tongue. Okay, because the tongue is always have so much of urge. And in order to subdue the urge of the tongue, we have to, it's a duty for everyone. All right. So materialistic person are always busy. So the materialistic person are always busy trying to enjoy 6 kinds of taste, that is by chewing, sucking, and so on. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita we see, right? Chewing, sucking, drinking, and all these kind of, there's 6 kinds of taste. So the materialistic person always busy. They work so hard, right? So that end of the day, they can enjoy their 6 varieties of taste. Okay, the tongue loves to enjoy. So today I will enjoy spice rice, example, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is explaining. Today I will enjoy spice rice with non-veg. Today I will endeavor for kirti. Today, okay, today I will enjoy the finest drink. Okay, first is, today I enjoy spice rice with non-veg, maybe chicken or mutton. All right, spice rice, very spicy rice, like biryani with chicken. All right, today I'm going to enjoy that. And today I will endeavor for kirti. That means I want to achieve some kind of kirti, piety. And today I will enjoy the finest drink. Okay, maybe I'll take brandy, whiskey, right? Hankering like this, all right, hankering like this. Okay, the materialist always wonders, and the more the tongue eats, remember, please underline this word. The more the tongue eats, the more the hanker increases. All right. The more the tongue eats, the more its hankering increases. For those who wonder for the pleasure of the tongue, okay, those who always in that idea about the pleasure of the tongue, attaining Krishna, it is very difficult. So it is very, very difficult to attain Krishna if you just allow the tongue to act independently. Okay, the tongue independently. Because when you see everything in a straight line, mind, tongue, belly, genitals, all in straight line. Somehow or other, we can manage our mind. Okay, by practice of yoga, like Patanjali yoga. Remember, yesterday we studied. Somehow or other, by practicing yoga or even practicing bhakti, your mind can subdue. All right. Somehow or other, you can stay without eating, not satisfying all this thing. Somehow or other, you can abstain from sex life. Okay, we have seen so many bachelors. So many bachelors, like, you know, like in India, like Prime Minister Modi is a bachelor. All they have never, they all, I don't think so, they have that kind of lusty desire. Right? If somehow or other men can control or women can control, like Mother Teresa, all the while they've been a single. So they can control. So the urge of the mind, the control, the what they call the vacho vega, manasat krodha. Okay. And the anger, all right, the demand of the belly, and the demand of the genitals, all this we can cover, no problem. Some or other we can control. And the demand of the mouth. So all these some or other we can control. But one thing in common that everybody in this world cannot control is tongue. No matter what, even a person becomes a devotee, still he hanker for nice palatable dish. Right, so not? Sometimes when you see the prasadam comes without salt, They start to show long face. Ah, no salt. This Mataji forgot to put salt. Right? And if there's something like not tasty, or when they serve the food, when especially they put a bitter gourd, what is it? Bitter gourd, bitter gourd. Huh? What they call in Tamil? Pavaka. Bitter gourd sambal. Oh, okay, Hare Krishna, I take this. What is it? Bitter? No, I don't take bitter gourd. Why? So, what they call, what is the taste of bitter gourd? Bitter. It's very bitter. I don't like. Okay. Oh, that is what? Halwa. What halwa? This is carrot halwa. Oh, that's my favorite. Put some more. Huh? Put some more. Then, okay, what is this? Oh, this is what they call what do you call the one that you so pakora. Oh, pakora. Oh, but it made with the tasty and sweet tomato sauce. Put some more. What is it? Pizza. Oh, I love pizza. Can I have extra one? It's like that. Even a devotee, even a non-devotee, even everyone, controlling tongue is the most hardest part of practice, right? So like what they call? So that tongue is very hard to overcome. Okay, and this tongue also can deliver you, and this tongue also can send a person to hell. That's why in Bhakti Vinod Thakur sang nicely the Prashadam prayers. All right, what he says, can you all remember the Prashadam prayer? Sarira abhidedra avidya jal jodendra tahekal jiva play vishay sagore tara madhye jiva hote jiva ati lavamoy sudurmati take jeta katina sangsare. Krishna bora doyamoy kari bora jiva joy swa prashat anna dilobai say anna mrta pau Radha Krishna Gunagao Preme Daku Chaitanya Nitai. Okay, we all sing this. We all always say this prayer before we sing. Yes or not? But how many of you knows the translation? Can anyone thumbs up or hands up? He says, what does this Prashadam meaning? Anyone knows? No one. Because during the Sunday program, when they start to say these prayers, the excitement will arise. Wow! Prashadam time, right? But let's dwell in that meaning. Oh, brothers, this material body is a network of ignorance. Please listen carefully. Yeah? This material body is network of ignorance. And the senses are one's daily enemies. That means the material body is network of ignorance and the senses are daily enemies. For they throw the soul into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and verily wicked. I mean, among all the senses we have sense of sight, hear, smell, and everything, right? But the sense of taste that's from the tongue, it is the most voracious. All right? And very, very, verily wicked. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning. Oh, brother, Lord Krishna is very merciful. Just to control the tongue, he has given us remnants of his own food. Right? Remnant of his own food. Now, please eat these nectarian grains while singing the glories of your Lordship, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And in love, call out Chaitanya Nitai. This song is to be sung while honoring Lord's Prashadam. So when we have Prashadam, it is not a party time. It is not a networking time. Prashadam is honoring time. You are enjoying every morsel of Prashadam. So during Prashadam time, don't sit and talk. Usually when we see in the temple, they all carry this while eating. How's your wife? How's your children? Okay, they're study or not? You don't even know what you have had. Just simply eat. You must understand. This is Prashadam. You are honoring Prashadam. Because you are trying to purify the two main elements in your body that are very hard to overcome. That is your tongue. And secondly is your belly. You're filling your belly with prashadam. And you're satisfying your tongue by the remnants of Krishna prashadam. So that's why we say we don't need to come and eat lunch. Let's have lunch. No, we just say honor. Honor means what? We respectfully, prayerfully accept that gift. So once we cook, we offer it to Krishna. So once the food is offered to Krishna, and that food is become prasadam. Okay. So once we take the prasadam, then we start to eat. Just sit in one corner. You do not need to associate with anyone. Do not need to talk to anyone. Just enjoy everything. So every part of the prasadam you put in your mouth, just meditate. Oh Krishna. Nitai Gauranga. Radha Krishna. Jai Radha Krishna. Your prasadam. Nitai Gauranga. So in that meditation, honor the prasadam. So that is how we could overcome and control the tongue. Right? So we learned something new today. During prasadam time, no talking. Don't sit and yak. Don't use your handphone. Don't look at something, browse internet. It's the time that is your exclusive time between your tongue and the remnants of Krishna Prashadam. All right. So now, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 6.225 and 227, Vairagi honokore jivoro lalasa paramartha yoy ara hoya raseravash. The Y in Bengali is called Ja. It sounds J. That means Vairaki honakare jivore lalasa paramartha joya jojo ara haja raseravas. Okay, we don't use the Bengali, use what is it. Vairagira kirtaya sada nama sankirtana shaka patra pala mule udara parana jivara lalase iti utti doi Shishnodara Paroyana Krishna Nahi Pai. What it says, if renunciate is eager for his tongue to taste different food. Renunciate means what? A sannyasi. Eager for his tongue to taste different foods. His spiritual life will be lost. And he will subservient to the taste of his tongue. So Samarade become the servant of his tongue. The duty of a person in renounced order. The duty of the person in renounced order is to chant Hare Krishna mantra always. He should satisfy his belly with whatever vegetable, leaves, fruits, and roots are available. So, one who is subversive, that means once become a slave, all right, to the tongue and who thus goes here and there, devoted to the genitals and the belly, cannot attain Krishna. So, Krishna says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this one. If one becomes if one who is subservient means, okay, in other words, if one becomes slave to the tongue and who thus goes here and there, simply go around trying to eat something, foodies, and devoted to the genitals and belly, cannot attain Krishna. One should fill his belly. Okay, now this is what one should fill his belly with whatever easily available, whatever things that easily available. You go to the market, what is available, just buy that. No need to eager to go to extra mile, right? Okay, so one should whatever is easily available by offering Krishna food in the mode of goodness, honoring them prasad, the tongue is satisfied and service to Krishna is cultivated. So now let's look at the word. By offering Krishna food in the mode of goodness, what does that mean in mode of goodness? Okay, that means you cook. Before you start cooking, you have to take your bath. After you take your bath, you have to apply tilak. You have to make sure you apply tilak. And best if you can chant at least one round. All right, you chant your rounds. Then when you go into the kitchen, of course, there's some. Okay, let me tell you the railway that to do that. Before I enter the kitchen, you ring the bell or clap, because the kitchen is the place for Radha Rani. So you just clap, you go. But before you enter the kitchen, you have to pay obeisance to the kitchen. You have to go down and bow down to the kitchen. Then you walk into the kitchen. Then you make all the preparation. And while you're making preparation, you immediately start to meditate. Oh dear Krishna, what do you like to have? All right. And somehow or other you inspired now, he likes to do this, do that, do that. That means you understand that this is what Krishna wants to have it that way. It is not your desire, what you feel like cooking. It is like what Krishna wants to have it. Huh? So suddenly you just say, okay, tomorrow, don't, like usually the cook in the temple don't plan tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to make khichdi, pakora, and all. They don't plan. They just go there, whatever things available and how they are inspired, they will simply start cooking. Okay. And they cook, they have to tie the hair. In the kitchen, no talking. No talking grandmother story. No fighting, no quarreling. Huh? And no discussing about any no dosa kirtan. Because you must understand all that consciousness the cook have, it goes into the food. Okay. So they have to go into meditation. They have to meditate, okay, how Krishna is going to enjoy the meal or preparation. So after all the things cooked done, all right, then they have to put it nice, this thing, and put a tulsi and go and offer it to Krishna. Okay, now, so that's the first thing. Second thing, the food that is in the mode of goodness, like durian. You cannot offer durian to Krishna because the food is pungent. And secondly, patai. This patai is a terrible food, but it's so, people love it, right? So, like my nephew, he comes, he says, Mama, get me patai. I say, cannot. Because they say patai in Ipoh is more tastier than Penang. I'm not sure why. So, so patai, you cannot offer patai to Krishna. Okay? Then, try not to offer mock meat. Because the mock meat is also something like it's already pre-prepared. It's already cooked and done. It's frozen. You're just going to heat up. You just put in something and start cooking. Okay, try to avoid that. And why another reason? All right, once the day that actually we really gave up is when my wife called me up and says, please, the fried fish, I've already fried the fish. The sambal is there. Before, when you do offering, mix both of them, heat up and offer to Krishna. I say, what? No, I've already the fish fried. I've already fried the fish. Then what is that consciousness? Vegetarian fish, vegetarian chicken, vegetarian mutton, vegetarian beef. All right? What is that? All right? Can we just say a vegetarian dead body? I mean, a vegetarian, say like a cannibal wants to become a vegetarian. Say a man, the cannibal want to become a vegetarian, they say, oh, this is vegetarian eyeball. This is vegetarian tongue of a human being. You understand? That is so, it is something which is not really encouraged. Okay, but sometimes when we go out, when we can't get any food, we go to that Buddhist vegetarian restaurant. Somewhere like once I went to one shop, they said, then I went there, then they said, okay, apa dah? Ite ada, kambing ada, ayam ada. Cik, ini jangan cakap lah. I said, don't talk all this. Then she looked at me, pasal saya sekcai ma, I'm a vegetarian. Yalah, ini kedai sekcai ma. I say, betul, tapi jangan cakap lah, ayam ada, kambing ada, ite ada. What is this, man? Babi ada, chasiu. And after that, so it's like that. So the consciousness, right? So sometimes when you have no choice, you go just eat just to move on. But at home, when you're going to cook at home, try to avoid all this. Now there's a new thing also came out, vegetarian ikan bilis, vegetarian anchovy, right? Because they want to have the same feeling of nasi lemak when they used to eat before. Come on, we are all trying to control our tongue. Why I'm discussing here? Because I've never discussed this in temple or with any other devotees. All right. But why we are discussing here? Because we are all have set our goals to become a pure devotee of the Lord. So when we want to be a pure devotee of the Lord, we always think how the Krishna can be satisfied. It is not that how I'm going to satisfy my tongue. It is not I'm converting from non-vegetarian to become a vegetarian. So therefore I need to follow. No, it's not that. We have to be very strict. You know why? Because you're already on your way back home, back to God. Imagine out of all the people, if you are selected, like I'm not sure now, but like in those days, like for instance, I remember when you are selected to work for, say like, okay, I remember this thing when I was young. One of my uncle was selected into a police force. So when the selection came, when the letter came, right, when I was very young that time, when the letter came to him, he read and he came and told everyone, he said, oh, I'm already accepted into the police force. After that, I see the way he behaves is totally different. He started to cut his hair short. Those days he used to keep long hair, like all this Elvis Presley style. He start to shave. He start to keep the hair short. He start to dress differently. Before he could even become a police or go for a police training, by consciousness, he's already acting like a police. So similarly, when we are all wants to go back to Godhead, we always must remember how the Krishna, I'm going to please Krishna, not how I'm going to please myself. But you may also argue, oh, when I'm very busy, when I have no time and all this, create time. All right. Everybody has no time, because when you want to cook for Krishna, you have to create time. When you want to chant Hare Krishna, you have to create time. We cannot go on giving excuses, says that I have no time, because Krishna has given 24 hours for us. But in that 24 hours, we have to fully utilize it. We have to utilize it by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And the food also is not to cook something very lavish. All right. As long as whatever things that you have. That's why it says, we have to, one should, the food that we want to cook is something which is easily available. Okay, easily available. You don't need to cook 10, 20 items or 16 items, unless in the temple, when the devotees, the very merciful mothers who want to cook very palatable 15, 20 items to please the Lord, at the same time want to please the devotees. Because that's what nature of mother. The nature of mother, they want to see everyone happy. Right? That's what ladies stand out. Mataji stand out than men. Right? When Vivian and I discuss what to cook, I said, khichdi will do. Because that's the only thing I know how to do. But when I was about to do, suddenly there's one Mataji came, I think Saras or somebody came, no, what khichdi? Let me cook. And she cooked 4 or 5 items. That is mercy. Okay. So anyway, so we have to remember, when we take prasadam, we have to take it with full respect. When we cook, when we are about to cook Krishna prasadam, we must remember that you are under the direct guidance of Srimati Radharani, because the food is going to go to Krishna for his pleasure. At the same time, don't cook something which is not good, like patai. All right, if you love patai, give it up. Patai is stinky beans. It's very stinky. I'm not sure what is so exciting about that. Even after that, you fart, still also terrible smell. Then try to avoid these mock meats, vegetarian chicken, vegetarian mutton, vegetarian pork, vegetarian beef, all these things, because there is not the matter of being vegetarian. And now there's this guy, one of the famous motivational guy in among the Indians. I think many Indians knows him. He always talk, he always give class, and he's a professor. And I find him is the most, I had a little respect for him, because he do make sense a little here and there. But once he made a most stupidest remark. He said, I don't understand why people are eating vegetarian chicken. It is so unhealthy. So it's rather better for them to eat the real chicken. So you don't understand the philosophy behind it. People who are coming from non-vegetarian coming to vegetarian is a transition period. So they will be struggling. I feel like eating chicken. Never mind, I don't eat the real chicken. I eat the vegetarian chicken. At least less karma. Rather than eating a dead body, we are eating a replica of it, which I don't directly involve in that killing. Right? So like that, okay, now I eat that vegetarian stuff. But those who are migrating from non-vegetarian to vegetarian, for them it's okay, fine. All right. But as we are all advancing, when we are offering food to Krishna, because we are from vegetarian already, we are all this meatarian, we are all carnivores. We have made our belly as a graveyard for all the animals, poor animals. How many poor animals were digested in my stomach, and I died and everything. Then now from there we realize, then slowly we are coming into the vegetarianism. So now vegetarianism, okay, even a buffalo and elephants are vegetarian. Like some people will be very proud, I'm a vegetarian, Then like Prabhupada asked, so what? Even buffalo is vegetarian. Even the cow is vegetarian. Elephant is vegetarian. So what? So like that. So being a vegetarian is not a big deal. So what? You be a vegetarian? Even the cows are vegetarian. Even the donkeys are vegetarian. So what? But we are above this cow donkey mentality. That means what we do, we are cooking it nicely, we are offering to Krishna. Because we are not a vegetarian, we are prasaditarian. prasadatarian. All right. So we are more into prasada. So once we become prasadatarian, so that means we are cooking everything we first offer to Krishna and we eat. Unless emergency, unless like you're traveling out, you're traveling elsewhere. Like sometimes I used to do the same thing. When I need to send my son to school and he got extra class, I wouldn't be able to send him lunch. I will just go to one vegetarian restaurant. I will just buy I just pack for him that Chinese vegetarian Buddhist restaurant. I give it to him. But I try to avoid all this mock stuff. I just put vegetables and beans and all this thing. Not even, in fact, surprisingly, my son also don't like it. He also don't like all this mock stuff. So, so that if at all, right? But our consciousness is what? Is always thing. So then when you are cooking at home, try to avoid all this mock chicken, mock mutton, mock this, mock, everything is mock. So that means it's fake. And imagine, sometimes people get irritated looking at that kind of food. Imagine you're offering to Krishna. And before the food is offered to Krishna, when Radharani sees the food, what she will do? You think she'll give it to Krishna? Definitely no. Say you prepare the food and the butler is bringing the food towards the president or the king. When he opens, he sees something, oh my God, what nonsense is this? He just removed it. He just take this away and offer the others. Similarly, the same thing happened. So when we think that we are offering this patai, we are offering this chicken, mutton, and all this to Krishna, it turns into prasadam, think again. All right, think again. So try to avoid, slowly try to reduce. Try to reduce and offer the thing. All right. Then secondly, the food. Okay, like for instance, they call sattvic food. So the sattvic food is actually rice, dal, green vegetables, ghee, and all this, lentils and everything. Okay, that's fair enough because we are some or other from Indian background. It became our staple food. Fine. But how about Chinese? Right? For Chinese, their staple food is what? Mee hun, kway teow. That is their standard. All right, they must have, because that's their natural food for them. Okay, so when you look like for instance, like South Indians, day and night must take rice. But for North Indians, they hardly take rice. They take chapati. Right? So chapati is also good. Okay, now when we talk about like Chinese, like there's some people says, oh no, we cannot eat all this processed food and everything. But now when we want to cultivate Chinese devotees, right, we cannot give them rice, dal, and everything because that's not their natural food. Naturally, they won't get attracted to it. But when you make a curry mee, soup mee, right, with all these kind of things, they'll be very excited because the nature. So therefore, what Krishna says, simply whatever food that you have naturally, offer it to me. All right, Krishna, Radharani will accept it. Radharani will definitely offer, this Chinese devotee, she's coming for the first time, and she's trying to offer this mehun, all right, even though it's prepared somewhere else. But I think I like the heart. Take it. And Krishna says, really? Okay, I will have it. Okay, so like that. So when you go to Hong Kong, you go to China, they hardly take rice, right? And the tofu also, until they don't want to buy from outside, they start to make their own tofu, right? Tofu. But now, for now, okay, cannot eat all this mock stuff, but can I eat tofu? Tofu is made by somebody else, right? It's okay, that's fine. Because tofu is still in a it's raw thing, but don't buy the tofu which is fried. There's two types of tofu, fried and non-fried. Take the non-fried because it's still in a raw form. Okay, you take it, you offer it nicely, cook nicely, offer to Krishna and just enjoy it, right? And sorry, relish it. So like that, okay? But certain things avoid. Patai, mock meat, all try to avoid. Try to avoid and try to stay sattvic as much as you can, right? Okay. So now, offering food in the mode of goodness, honoring of prasada, the tongue is satisfied and service to Krishna. If palatable prasada is easily available, all right. And now let's look at this. Another thing, Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is studying. If palatable prasada is easily available, study, you see, very nice selection of prasada easily available, then the tongue's greed will also gradually be controlled rather than increase. All right. So if palatable prasada is easily available, even you just have a distinct, the tongue's greed will gradually be controlled. Some or other, the greed of the tongue will some or other gradually be controlled rather than increase. All right. Okay. I think that's a question here. Prabhu, what about tempeh? Okay, is tempeh raw or finished good? Tempeh. Oh yeah, the one is look like the flat thing, right? And fried.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's fried ready, right?
No. It's like with
No,
some like I don't know how to make it.
no, as
It's
long
soya,
as
I
long,
think.
yeah, I know it's soya, but it looks fried, yes or not?
With soya.
But do they fry the thing?
No, we must fry at home.
Oh, then should be fine. As long the thing is in raw form, it is fine.
Okay.
As long the thing is in raw form, it is fine. But
Prabhu,
don't.
tempeh is a fermented type, right? It's
But
a
it's
fermented one.
the raw form.
They are. Actually, you can eat like that also. You don't have to
Oh.
cook also can. But then this is tempeh is definitely is a fermenting one.
Oh, I see.
They germinate some germinate one.
Oh, I see. Then it is no, because it has to be in a raw form, fresh form. Like tofu, you cannot keep it long; it will spoil. As long as it's raw and fresh, it's fine.
Okay.
And there's also another question. Also, is quite common is mushroom. Mushroom can be offered? No. All right. Mushroom also is not, because mushroom is a form of fungi. All right. So mushroom also is, I think. But after that, it was a debate. All right, it's a debate. Okay. So they said mushroom you cannot offer to Krishna. Of course, mushroom it is something which is not offerable to Krishna. But when you look at China devotees, when you look at Taiwan and all this, mushroom is their staple food. Right. So if nowadays it's not like those days. Those days they used to like grow in all these terrible places like kangkong. There's the ones also they say kangkong cannot offer to Krishna, because kangkong is also, they usually grow in this kind of mud and all these nasty places, all in the drain and everything. But now the modern everything is, now they start to process it clean. So you can have it, right? So the mushroom and all this. So mushroom, of course, mushroom is a gray area, can and cannot. But as long as you can get it a fresh type of mushroom, all right, then that should be fine. But in the temple, they don't cook. Like in tempeh, I think I remember my wife used to make tempeh also. I find out how should you say. But we offer it to Krishna here at home. Right? Because the house at home is different. But of course, even if you offer it at home, don't offer this patai. Right? Okay. Now, then the urge of the belly is a disturbance. It's a big headache. The urge of the belly is a big disturbance, right? So the requirement of the stomach is to eat for maintenance of life and mitigation of hunger. So what is that? The job of the stomach, the requirement of stomach is to eat and to maintain the life. Okay, to maintain, then will keep you alive, and of course, then to get rid of hunger. Those, because the hunger means is a kind of fire vriksha. They call fire vriksha. Means the stomach is burning. Right? If you don't eat, what will happen? First, you start to burn out all the other unwanted fats. Then the thing cannot, then you start to eat up all this. This is why you see people get skinny. No, they become because it doesn't have things to burn. It start to like burn everything, right? So mitigation of hunger. But those who are thirsty for devotional service, right? Now let's look at this. But those who are thirsty for devotional service should maintain their life by moderate eating, right? They should maintain the life by moderate eating. So moderate eating means what? You eat half stomach. Example, when you eat until you burp, you eat burp, you stop. All right, I know it's tough, even it's tough for me. But let's attempt to eat. Let's work on it, because as more you start chanting, right, some or other the taste will start to diminish, right? So like that, okay? So that means we need to have moderate eating. Why moderate eating actually? When you eat little, when you eat moderately, you know that the way the Chinese eat is the best way, you know. If you really look, the way that Indian eats is terrible. See, the way Chinese eat, they just eat one bowl of rice, that's it. And it's very surprising when Indian go to Chinese shop, they could just eat complete one bowl. But when the Indian goes to Indian shop, they put a banana leaf. One banana leaf, unlimited serving. You know, when they serve, when they start to serve, they say, hey, don't push, talle. Last time I remember when I was young time, we used to see that in Jalamandara, Ipoh. I don't know how they could, and they make one mountain, they divide the mountain to two, and they make one pond, and they pour dal inside. Take then the second pond put, I think, some fish curry or something like that. The third pond is rasam, and the fourth pond is yogurt. And after that, they give a burp, like the sheep honk, terrible. Right? And after that, you have to go and bed. You have to sleep and everything. But the way that this just eat one bowl of rice with 3-4 vegetables is nice. All right. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying is, but those who are thirsty for devotional service should maintain their life by moderate eating. Eat little. Moderate. Not over, not less. Moderate. All right. And what is that moderation? It is according to your standards. Okay, your standard. Not the moderation that you follow this, dietitian. The dietitian gives the most craziest advice. Once my wife said, no, you're so fat, you better go and look for a, what they call, dietitian. And you know what the dietitian said? Eat half chapati. I said, what? Half chapati. Okay. Then you take 3 tablespoons of rice. Huh? Then I was just thinking, these are really studied. What nonsense talking? Very impractical. And the government pay them to keep them there to give non-practical idea, because definitely people never follow his advice, right? So we just maintain our life with moderate eating. But those who endeavor to overeat, those who overeat, eat until the throat, they are called gluttons, all right? In Tamil, we call sapatu raman, called gluttons. One of the qualities of devotee is mitta book. Mitta book. That means eating what is necessary. That's all. Eating what is necessary. So by eating less, the body remains healthy and does not disturb one's devotional service. Okay. Sometimes when you overeat, what happens? Like sometimes in Sunday program, after the Sunday program, Vivan and Kesavan all will be going on a Sankirtan. But after when you see overeat, you're already overeat, you feel like, what do this thing? So what do you feel? Firstly, you feel like going back home to sleep. So we miss the chance of that Harinam Sankirtan, all right? So like that, it's very important, right? So it does not disturb one's devotional service. One who have no strength to tolerate, those who have no strength to tolerate the urge of the stomach are always greedy to eat, all right? Those who cannot tolerate the strength of this thing, they always feel very greedy to eat. But those who are firmly convinced that nothing can be eaten beside Krishna Prasadam are especially able to tolerate the urge of the belly. All right? So that's why, in order to, so that means we always keep our standard, all right? I only eat Krishna Prasadam and nothing else. So that is how you're able to tolerate the urge of the belly. Sometimes you cannot get Krishna Prasadam. Then what to do? Then you go back home, you cook something very simple, offer to Krishna and eat. So somewhere you are controlling your stomach and also your tongue. Because sometimes when you don't know how to cook, you start cooking, it tastes awful. But it's prasadam, you offer to Krishna. So that is how. But a person who cannot control, they say, oh, I feel like eating. Okay, let's go to this restaurant. That because for those non-devotees, they have so many options. But for devotees, there's only one option. Either go to temple to eat, or and you cook yourself. All right? And that's how you can able to tolerate the urge of the belly. Now, right? Okay, now it's 10 o'clock. Shall we just take a short break? Okay, now we're going to talk on fasting. All right? Now it's just take 1 or 2 minutes break, then we continue. Okay? Hare Krishna. All right, so let's continue. Okay, now let's look at the restriction. Okay, the restriction to our diet. Okay, now, so restrictions like fasting on prescribed days are also model of instruction of the controlling urge of the stomach. Okay, so restriction like fasting. So we have to have a periodic fasting at least twice a month. Okay, twice a month. It is a must. All right. Scientifically, you allow your stomach to go on a full digestion. You allow the stomach to complete all that food remnants, because not everything. Just imagine we eat some of things still stuck in our intestines, right? Intestine is still there and it's still rotting. So if you allow fasting, all that food that is not digested before will go on digestion, and especially the fat and all this thing will get digested, number one. And naturally on these 2 days, especially Ekadasi day, you see your stomach ability to digest the food is reduced. Okay, it is just like a natural way of giving a break to your stomach. Your stomach is working every day. All right, at least twice a month, your stomach will go on will take a break. And that's when you see the fire of digestion will be tremendously reduced on these 2 days. Okay, on every 11th day. Okay, in every waning and waxing moon, every 11th day, first 10 days you eat nicely, 11th day, your stomach will get reboot. Then again, after that, another 11 days is also get reboot again. So on that day, it's always better to fast. Okay, better to fast. If you have tried it, okay, just try to think about it. In certain Ekadasi days, you cannot fast. And you feel like eating, you eat something. You end up, you feel very miserable actually. Because on that day, naturally, our fasting, our digesting ability in our stomach is reduced tremendously. That is why there's 2 recommendations given. The first recommendation is to fast completely. All right, sorry, 3 recommendations. Fast completely. Don't put anything into your belly on that day. Full fast, right? Full fast. So let your system get rebooted. Second is you're fasting, but you only take water. Because water is not considered breaking the fast. Water is neutral. Okay, water is neutral. So you just take without water, you just this thing, but only take water. The third option that given, the full fast is the topmost, and with water is second, and the lowest among all this method is taking fruits, being a fruitarian. The fruit is something which is rich in water and fiber, and it can easily get digested in your body. It is not very complicated, all right? Or eat something like buckwheat. Buckwheat is actually from the flour, like what? Kuchai, kachoi. What they call it? Kuchai. What is it? From sunflower, you know, there's a thing that they used to take. Chakoya, something like that.
Waji.
Kwachi, kwachi. Okay. Kwachi is from sunflower. So like that, kwachi is also what they call, like buckwheat is also from flour, which is easily digestible. So from that buckwheat, what you can do, you can grind that buckwheat flour and make it to dosa, or you can put the buckwheat thing into the cooker and can turn into like a rice, and you can eat with yogurt or with soup or something like that. Okay. Then roots. Okay, roots like carrot, potato. Okay, all these things can be eaten on Ekadasi day because it's all easily digestible food. Then the salt that we use on that particular day, we don't use the normal salt. We use rock salt or Himalaya salt or something like that. It's a different salt. And you don't use oil. Oil means you don't use that the oil that contains grain, like sesame oil. All that oil we don't use. So the oil that we usually use on the day is pure, what do you call, palm oil. So these kind of things that we try to receive. Okay, but of course, it is only recommended if you really have a strong eating. But if you want to sing, at least don't take grains on that day. All right, eating grains on Ekadasi is considered very sinful. Okay, once talking about this Ekadasi, once there was Lord Vishnu went to Yamaloka, went to hell to meet Yamaraj, and he started to hear people are crying and pitiably because they are all suffering in hell. all getting burnt, getting cooked and everything. So he felt very disturbed. All right. Then he was thinking what to do. And that's when there's Ekadasi, the personified came out. Just to, because he said, oh, how can I help them? So suddenly the personified Ekadasi came out from Vishnu. And she said that those who fast on Ekadasi day, first of all the sins are destroyed. So there's a high chance of them not to go to hell. So when that thing is introduced, that's when they start to see all the people start to reduce. All right. Basically no one goes to hell. Then one day, Yamaraj became very upset. So there was a meeting in what they call in Bhaktiyaloka. So Lord Brahma called up all the devas. Okay, they're going to have a general meeting, all right? General assembly. And everybody came. And the one everyone is scared is Yamaraj. Because he's the one who take care of the prison part of this thing. Torture. Then he came, he was very sad, he was like very despondent. You know, he was like not so happy. Then they asked, why Yamaraj? Why you all look so happy? Why? What's wrong? Hey, sorry. Anyway, I'm mixing up the story. Okay, anyway. So Yamaraj went and approached Vishnu. He says, if everybody going to fast on Ekadasi, then I got nothing to do. I got no one to, I'll be out of job. Then Lord Vishnu said, and also that Papa means the personified of sin. He also said, I mean, I also got nothing else to do. When people need to be sinful, that means I got no job. Then he said, never mind, on Ekadasi day, you go and stay in grains. You go to the grains and live in grains. Those who eat grains on Ekadasi day, you double the punishment. You double the sin. Right? So in other words, if anyone who eats grain on Ekadasi day is considered that you have done all the sins. So what are the sins you can think of? Abortion, eating beef. Just imagine all the sins available in the world stays in the grain on Ekadasi. Okay. Then say, okay, those who take this, you double, triple their sin. Right? So like for instance, okay, we are all practicing devotee, but on Ekadasi day, I go eat rice. Finish. All the things that you have done, you are burning in one side, and another side, it goes up again. So eating grains on Ekadasi is not recommended at all. Right? But of course, the Vedas also very tolerant. They also know. Okay, but how about people? Okay, the three kinds of people are allowed to eat grains on Ekadasi. Right? Three kinds of people. Number one, those children less than 8 years old. And those elderly people above 80 years old. And number three, those who are sickly. Those who are not well. Say like mothers who delivered a child. Or say if on Ekadasi days, there happens to be that you are very sick. So these three kinds of people are allowed to take grains or rice or whatever on Ekadasi day. Because they are less than 8 years old, they are young children. They need to eat this to stay healthy. And those who are above 80, they need to, it's not possible for them to fast because they're already frail. And in between those sickly people, they have to take medicine. They have to take grains. But of course, as we know, the Papa Purusha stays in grain. Therefore, if at all, if you need to eat grains on Ekadasi, make sure you cook and offer to Krishna. All right? At least the Papa Purusha won't be there. Don't simply cook and eat. Don't go outside, go to Chinese vegetarian restaurant and eat. Finish. Cook and offer to Krishna. All right? Take it as prasadam. All right? Even on Ekadasi day, in the temple, they cook grains because Krishna don't follow Ekadasi. So even it's prasadam, you say, there's prasadam I eat. Cannot. So you have to refrain yourselves. Okay? So sometimes restriction like fasting is also good. Right? So now, the urge of the genital is formidable. Now, second, we're talking about the urge of the genitals. All right? Our private part. All right? So genitals is the place, it's one of the working senses. Right? What is the working senses in human being? Throat, voice, hand, leg, and genitals. Because the genitals are producing children. All right, there's a place that children, the production of children starts through the genitals. All right. So now, but what happens if there's an urge? Okay. So the urge of genital is formidable. It's very, very dangerous. Formidable, right? For a person who are averse to the Lord. Okay. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 5, text 11, it says, Loke vyava misha madhya seva nityahi jantur nahi tatra chodana. It says that in this material world, the conditioned soul is always inclined to sex, meat eating, and intoxication. That is the most exciting part in human life, right? Sex, meat eating, and intoxication. Therefore, religious scriptures never actually encourage such activities. When you look at all the religious scripture, okay, like for instance, like Islam prohibit from you taking alcohol, right? And in Bible, one of the 10 commandments, one of the commandments is what Jesus said. Even looking at a woman in a lusty way is considered you have done adultery, right? When you see a woman, wow, so pretty, look at the girl, man. Wow, finish. You have done adultery. But nowadays in Kali Yuga, what to do? In all the billboard and all the advertisement and everything, they need to put a woman in a skimpy dress to show their product. You drive, suddenly you see a woman, oh, what is it? Wow, who's that girl? Then you see the product. Oh, spritzer, very nice, water. You know, something like now this morning I saw one advertisement. There's one, I don't know whether it's Chinese or Korean. All right, and she just used the spritzer. She said, "This is my favorite." I said, "Who's she?" But I don't know those who have encouraged would like her. It is something. So they need to use this kind of women. Sometimes when you see that jeans advertisement, they will usually use the topless woman, right? What is the point? Jeans or pants? Why need to have a topless woman? So this is kind of thing. So this is very, very common because they know that it attracts men and women alike, right? So that means all the religious groups never actually encourage these activities, okay? The purpose is that this statement is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a confidential statement. It's confidential. Those who possess material body made of flesh and blood, right? All our bodies made of flesh and blood, yes or not? Are always inclined to associate with women. It is very, very natural, right? So those who have material body, who are with flesh and blood, always inclined, always love to associate with women, all right? So to minimize this inclination, so to minimize this, what do you need to do? The marriage ceremony is recommended. So the marriage ceremony is recommended. So don't do it illegally, do it legally, right? When all the elderly people get together, they put you all together, make the groom and the bride sit in one place, get them married, right? So that means they legalize their what they call their sex, right? If not, it is illicit sex. It's a non-legal sex, right? So that means, but those who wish to get free from codes of marriage are almost like animals. But those who wish to get free, that means they don't want a code of, like nowadays when you see marriage is such a headache, right? Because when you divorce, you have to give away 50% of your asset. You have to give alimony. You have to pay for their children. You know, you have to pay 500 or 1,000 ringgit to them to take care. You know, all these kind of big headache. So therefore, nowadays it's becoming more easy. They say stay together, live together. It is just like an animal life, right? Because they are stay together means what? That means boyfriend and girlfriend. They stay together. They have children. You know, like quite some time back, I saw one craziest thing. You know, the boyfriend and girlfriend at last plan to get married after they have 3 grown-up children, teenagers, right? And the children became the best woman, best this thing, right? Then they walk on the aisle, right? Walk on the aisle. Then they go in front of the priest, right? And the priest says, "Do you accept this woman as your legally married wife?" And that man says, "I do." When I say I do, the girl, ooh, overwhelmed. He said, "Come on, you've been living together. You are living like an animal. You just have sex all the time. And why suddenly become overwhelmed?" Total bogus, right? Sometimes you see boyfriend and girlfriend, they'll be going around and do all kind of nonsense. Suddenly this one fellow joker will come and kneel down and just show one ring. "Will you marry me?" in front of everybody. And they go, "Oh, yes, I do." Then they cry, they're, "Oh, no." What bogus. This is totally nonsense. All right. It is something that a man and woman never met. Suddenly a man going to approach, "Will you marry me?" And the girl become overwhelmed. It's okay. They're already living and they're very familiar with each other. So this is the thing. So this is something that cannot be understood. That's why Bhakti Vinod Thakur say that they all therefore, if they don't have these codes of marriage, they are living like an animal. Because the animal, there's no code. All right. Even say, like for instance, like a puppy, right? Once a puppy grew up, the puppy can even impregnate the mother because there's animal, dogs, right? They just can live like an animal. But now human also like that, right? But those who have crossed beyond rules of natural inclination by the association of devotees and the strength of their service have thus attained attraction for spiritual subject matters. For them, associating with the opposite sex is very insignificant. Okay, I mean, those who have crossed beyond rules of natural inclination. That means by the association of devotee. That means by the association of devotee, they cross that natural inclination, means their lust is tremendously reduced. Okay, because a devotee sees everyone as soul. Okay, they don't see them as a woman body, man body. You know, like for instance, Aindra Prabhu, once they asked him, no, are you not attracted to all these girls? He said, what do you mean? My mother is more prettier than any of these people. Right? They are even more vast, more beautiful, because he was told that he was one of the Manjari, and he said, I'm more prettier, I'm more beautiful than them. That means once you come to the level of realization, right? So now attain that means the strength of the service, okay, and they attain attraction for spiritual subject matters. Okay, for these kind of people, when they start to associate the opposite sex, is very insignificant. So when they start to distinct, it is nothing very significant, right? Person who are filled with attachment for material enjoyment can never tolerate the urge of the genitals, right? So when you see that, this is quite common, all right? I'm not sure, but even in office, I think some of you, formally from corporate world, you should have experienced that, you know. So what those who are attachment, you say, like for instance, a secretary wants to get a promotion. When a staff want to get promotion, they go to sleep with the boss and all these kind of things. Okay, I'm not sure, but I have seen it. Right, when I was in a corporate world, I have seen these kind of nonsense things start happening. Just to achieve their goal, they go and do all this kind of nonsense thing, right? Because very attachment to material enjoyment. Okay, they can never tolerate the urge of genitals. Okay, they are deceived. So that's why you see that many men who work so hard, you know, they work hard at night. They like to go to the pub, and after that, and in the pub, you see all the girls will be standing in skimpy dress. You know, they somehow or other lure you to drink more. Then after that, there's one what they call mummy. She will come. Do you like this girl? Why not take her home? And then you see that so many people are visiting Thailand. Right? I don't say, at least 90% of people are visiting Thailand with intention. Right? Like once I was said, I was just saying that, but person got very angry with me. You think everybody goes to Thailand looking for that? I said no, 90% at least. Right? Maybe you are the weird one, goes to Thailand to eat or go to Thailand to see some culture. Because 90% all people go to Hanoi for what? They have this kind of, whenever you see all the group of boys are entering Thailand, you know already what is their intention, right? Unless they go with the family. Because they work so hard because there's an urge, strong urge. Okay. Now, many of them engage in illicit sex, illicit activities. So regarding this propensity, those who thirst for devotional service are divided into two groups. Right? That means those who are very thirsty for devotional service, they are divided into two groups. Okay, that means those whose attraction has been purified by the strength of sadhu sangha. The strength of what? Sadhu sangha. Their attraction has been purified. By the strength of sadhu sangha, give up the association of women. That means what you call? They'll give up the association of women altogether. All right, and continually engage in devotional service. Okay, who are they? These are the brahmacharis. All right. When you look at brahmachari rules, this thing, it is very important that they don't even associate with their own mother. Okay. Once when I was under the brahmachari training, I got a shock. Right. When I saw the rules and regulations, it says, okay, you can't even associate with your own mother. That means you don't go, you see your mother, straight away fall at the feet, and they say you don't sit with your mother, don't let your mother to feed you. All these things not totally abstinence from women. All right. All right. That's one way. The person in this group are known as renounced Vaishnavas. Okay, so either they are brahmacharis or sannyasis. Only these people, right? And those whose propensity for associating with women has not been destroyed. I mean, those who still have attraction to women, attraction to all these things. So what is accepted? What is it? They accept the codes of marriage. All right, and remain as householder while engaging in devotional service, right? So these are the people. So that means if you can control your self-senses, you just be a brahmachari or sannyasi, totally avoid women. But those who have attachment, who still have attraction, what they do, they get married and create a family, right? So these are the two things are happening. But in Kali Yuga, it's already mentioned that Grahastha, that means what they call brahmachari, it's very rare. Brahmachari and sannyasi is something very rare. When a person can remain as a brahmachari, you should understand that this is not an ordinary person. It's extraordinary, right? Because it's very rare to see brahmacharis nowadays, right? Now, associating with women as prescribed, I mean, as women as prescribed in the scripture means to control the urge of the genitals. No matter what, a man will get attracted to women. Even a man will get, even a devotee will also get attracted to Matajis. It's very common, right? It's very common. So we have to always abstain. That's why marriage is allowed. Okay, marriage is allowed so that unwanted kind of activities to avoid, right? So that's the thing. That's why the marriage is the means to control the urge of the genitals. When one properly tolerate the above mentioned 6 urges, when a person can avoid these kind of 6 urges, right, is favorable for his devotional service, right? So now he's summarizing this is Vacho Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, right? Udara Pasta Vegam, and all these kind of things. So everything, okay, when you do this, the person that is favorable for his devotional service, all right? So when those urges is strong, right, this is unfavorable for one's devotional service. But now when you see that all of us are basically all retired, mostly, and we have young girl Gunis, right? Then other than that, we have, I'm not sure about others. I believe that others are somewhere rather around above 40s, 50s, and Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is around 80, right? So what is the point that we all learn this? Because when we also have to advise, we should know this, right? So having a children, daughters all not married and still they're going around with boyfriend, girlfriend has to be avoided. If I find out and all this, immediately get them married. If not, this is so we as adults and elders, we have to ensure that these kind of things are practiced for their own bhakti. Of course, the children are going to hate you for this. It's okay. But it's better for their future, right? So that's how I used to warn my daughter. You know, if once I hear that you have a boyfriend, the next moment you're getting married, right? So I'm telling her, if you're going to have a boyfriend, what is the point having a boyfriend? Why not just simply get married? You know, so that's the thing, right? So it's very important because these kind of 6 urges definitely will destroy bhakti. So we as adults, elders, we should make sure that we bring up our children. But sometimes the law of nature, you know, like sometimes you see the children goes out of control, you know, the children goes haywire. But what we can do? As long as we can, we try our best, right? Don't get disheartened if any of these something like this happen. The children are not listening to you. The children ran away. The children having boyfriend. You know, come back and talk. They talk back. You know, it's very I know what they call it, a unfortunate situation. You know, it's always, I've seen devotees are very distressed. You know why? As a devotee is happening, they say it's okay. But you have no choice. You have no choice, right? They came. They also have their own prarabdha karma. And they are coming to torture you because you are clearing your prarabdha karma. So remain calm and pray to Krishna, pray to Prabhupada that some or other we can some or other cultivate the children in the right path, right? But as adult, getting children married is very, very important task. Okay. Then, so to subdue the 6 urges, this is called dhairya. So in order to subdue the 6 urges, dhairya, that means you have to be very patient. In order to subdue, as long as one has material body, his propensity cannot totally uproot it. We must understand. Remember this. As long as we have this body, we have this fault, we cannot uproot it out. All right. It is not possible to get rid of it completely. But by proper engaging in their they call it subject, right? So by properly engaging them, these kind of urges and everything, by properly engaging them in appropriate subject, they no longer remain fault. Right? They are not going to be a faulty situation for you. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur has written in Prema Bhakti Chandrika as follows. But he says, Kama Krodha Lobha Moha Mada Matsarya Dambasa Stane Niyukta Kariba Ananda Kari Hirdaya Nirukari Parajaya Anayasa Govinda Bajiba Kama Krishna Kamarpane Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Loba sadhu sange harikata, moha ista laba bine, mada Krishna guna gone, niyukta karibo yato tata. I will engage. Now, Bhakti, I mean, who's this? Narottam Das Thakur. Okay, talking about Narottam Das Thakur, Lord Chaitanya have said, whatever Narottam Das writes, it is the conclusion of the Vedas. Because Narottam Das Thakur is such a great devotee. He appeared after Lord Chaitanya disappeared. While Lord Chaitanya was around, he used to call Naro, Naro, Naro. And all were asking, who is Naro? There, Naro, Naro, Naro. Then he says, one day, this pure devotee of mine will appear. And whatever he say is going to be the conclusion of the Vedas. That's why we always love to sing Narottama Das Thakur's song. If we have that opportunity, we also can study his books. Right? I found one book that written by him. Because Narottama Das Thakur is basically, he brought in all the conclusions, one of the acharya in our parampara. Right? So what he says, I will engage last. That means what? I will engage. That means I will use last. Anger, greed, illusion, madness, envy, and pride in appropriate ways. I'll use it in appropriate ways. By defeating these enemies, I will feel happiness in my heart as I peacefully worship Govinda. I will engage last by offering. Okay, now let's look at this. Now, this is very important. Please underline in your book. So what he says, I will engage last by offering it in Krishna service. Okay, I will engage last by offering it in Krishna service. Then, anger, I will direct towards those who have envious for the devotees. So, you're going to use anger for those who are envious of devotees. Okay, I will be greedy to hear the topics of Hari in the association of devotees. All right. Then, I will feel illusion without achieving my worshipable Lord. That means I'll be in illusion, right? I'll be in illusion without achieving the my worshiping. Then I will be maddened while singing the glories of Krishna. When I see the glories of Krishna, I go mad. Then in this way, I will engage all the 6 enemies in their proper places. Please underline all these things, right? So what it says that how I'm going to engage all these enemies in a proper way, right? Sometimes, you know, when you see the computer hacker, so what they'll do when they catch the computer hacker, the government usually hire them. All right, please work for us. So it's better to take this take a thief to catch a thief. So that means now I'm going to use all these kind of things in order to serve Krishna, so they stop bothering me. So when I hire the hacker, that means the hacker will no longer go on hacking my system. So it's like that, right? Now, so the confidential meaning of this song. Let's look at the confidential meaning of this song. Right? Now let's look at this, the secret, right? So is that the duty of an intelligent person is to direct the 6 urges from the respective subject and make them favorable to devotional service, right? So just simply utilize this. From that, you just utilize it for devotional service, all right? And that can only be done with patience. Now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur nicely concluding this thing, that all these things can be done with patience. You cannot be kanchong, you cannot be klankabut, all right, to do this, all right? So now, there is another meaning applicable to the word diarrhea. All right, there's another meaning. Okay, that means what? What is that next? Another meaning? That means those who engage in sadhana desire to attain the results. All right, so that means those who engage in sadhana desires to attain the results. Okay, example, Karmi hope to attain heavenly happiness. Karmis always wants to go to heaven and enjoy life. Okay, now by fruitive activities. The jnanis hope to attain liberation. The jnani wants liberation, okay, by speculative knowledge. And the devotee hope to please Krishna by their own devotion. Can you see the difference? Right? Let's look at the difference again. So please make sure that you have underlined. I believe that you all are following my instruction by underlining all these things, because as I said, maybe this is once and for all attempt. All right. So this thing, K number one. Okay, number one. Number one. Okay, what is number one? Is Karmi. Okay, number one is Karmi. Oh, this thing is not so clear. Okay, so number one, what is the first thing is, okay, the way that Karmi, where is this? Okay, Karmi. Okay, Karmi hope to attain heavenly happiness. Attain heavenly happiness. Who? Karmis. Okay, that is number one. So the second type of people, is Jnani. Okay, Jnani hope to attain liberation. Okay, and number three is devotees. So what the devotee wants, they hope to please Krishna by their own devotion. So that means you are trying to please Krishna through your own devotion, not artificial, not imitation. What is your qualification? Engage to Krishna, and you hope that Krishna will be pleased with your service. All right. So being impatient due to prolonged sadhana, being impatient. That means I'm keep doing. I don't know whether Krishna like prolonged sadhana. Some people fall from the path of ultimate goal, right? Because of impatience. They cannot wait because they say, I start today, tomorrow I want to sing, right? Even you impregnate a woman, it takes at least 9 months or 10 months before you have a child. Everything got time. But if you don't have patience, what will happen? Right? So that means impatient due to prolonged sadhana, some people fall from the path of ultimate goal. Okay, therefore, practicing devotees who desire to achieve his goal attain the result only when he becomes patient. You all got it? Right? So be patient. So we all must have lots of patience. So Krishna must be merciful with me either today or after. So that means, okay, now let's look at this. Krishna must be merciful to me either today or after 100 years or after some other birth. Okay, so Krishna must be merciful with me either today or maybe after 100 years or maybe after many births, after some birth. I will take shelter at his lotus feet with determination and never leave. And never leave. And this type of dhairya, patience, is most desirable for practitioner of devotional service. So we understand that the most desirable for this practitioner is this kind of dhairya or patience. No matter what, you either give me the mercy today, or you're going to give me the mercy after 100 years, or you're going to give me mercy maybe after many, many births. I will never let you go. I will never leave you. And that is my firm determination. Okay. Even when you look at logically, if other than this, do you have any other way? There's no other way. So rather be patient and be very determined in this thing. Right? But Krishna knows your intention. Okay, Krishna knows your intention and Krishna in your heart, and by the mercy of Guru, Sadhu, Sastra, okay, we can achieve the highest goal of achieving pure devotional service. Again, the basic is chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds. If you're going to compromise on your 16 rounds japa, you start to see maybe your destination is prolonged, right? Because you have already got the map, you already got a goal where you're going to go, but you're taking a drive, you go to R&R in the highway, and you plan to take a big, you plan to take a break, right? It's your choice, right? And you get lured away. Oh, you see, oh, this one is just like that. You're supposed to go on your journey, but end up you get detoured. Then after you finish all your listing, right, all the things finished, I say wasted my time. Then take a U-turn and you're going to continue your journey. So all these going to take a long time. So chanting 16 rounds, okay, and study the Bhagavad Gita and reading and distributing Bhagavad Gita RDC formula is the best formula to achieve the highest perfection of Bhakti. All right. So we end the session here. So tomorrow we're going to start with Tat Karma Pravartana. Total 13 pages. Okay, it says such a big, long topic. It's going to be very interesting topic. So we're going to discuss this. All right, this is the fourth principle. All right, fourth and fifth and sixth. Okay, most likely the next principle got almost 20 pages. So I think most likely, if Krishna willing, okay, we may finish it by next week. We complete our Bhaktiyaloka by next week. Okay. So now, if you have any questions or any comment, you are welcome to come forward. Yes, Mataji. Rusen.
Those days you say Hari, I forgot the Hari name, meaning Hari.
Sorry?
Today I mentioned about that I will be great for here the topics of Hari. This Hari is meant for, I really forgot the name. Yeah.
Hari means Krishna.
Yeah, Hari, Hari. Hari.
Yes, Hari.
What is the meaning?
What is the meaning?
Yeah.
Hari means, okay, Hari has two meaning. Okay, one of it is Vishnu, all pervading. That means it's everywhere. Hari. Secondly, Hari also known as Ladini Shakti, the internal potency. The Hare Krishna is Hari. All right, but Hari Krishna, we don't say so. We just in order to have that tune, it turns into Hare. Hare Krishna. So Hare is Hari. The second meaning, Hari is also all pervading. Vishnu, everywhere, is in everywhere. That's why when you chant the name of Hari, you achieve the highest success. Hari is one of the primal name of the Lord. Okay, Mataji?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, any other question? Also known as Hari means the remover. Right? When you look at this, the translation, interpreted as the remover or the one who takes away, especially referring to the one who takes away the suffering and the sins of his devotee. Okay, and who does that? The mother. That's why Hari. Okay. Then invoke the presence, the blessing of Lord Krishna, promoting the sense spiritual connection. Yeah, so that's it. So Hari means the one who removes. So who removes your suffering, especially when we are young? Mother. When we are pain, the mother will come and some or other will pet you, try to remove the pain from you. So Hari. So Hari is the mother Radharani, and she removes all our suffering. Any other question? All good? Any takeaway? Yeah. Okay, first of all, everyone is here. Sadguna Mataji, are you there? Nanda Devi Mataji?
Yes.
Why suddenly all became very quiet? Confused? Mesmerized? Or what should I say? Yeah, only these two things. Either you're confused or mesmerized. Speechless. Okay. Chong Prabhu? Chaitanya Dayadas. Rajina Mataji, you're not working today, is it?
Okay, Prabhu.
She said,
Cannot
okay, right?
hear. Ah, yes.
Are you listening from school?
Yes, yes. Today we don't have class because they're having some sambutan. So I'm doing my work at the same time at the laptop.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. Thank you for joining, Mataji. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. If there's no question, we end the session here. Right. Right. So if there's any takeaway, you can share in the group. All right. Or if you have any question, also you can ask in the group. And till then, till we meet tomorrow on the 5th March 2025. Tomorrow, have a nice, beautiful day. Right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhyevacha, paditaram pavinibhyo, Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful day. Gauranga.